Well,
And you joined in.
yikes.
For all of our Christian viewers, tonight's episode will be centered around the Holy Spirit.
I'm going to be respectful and not make the comment that just popped into my head.
Rare. I know it doesn't happen.
Not in
This
this group.
episode's going to start real horny.
Not my place to push my religious or lack thereof views onto a helpless online viewership.
Yep. Probably just... Yep.
Also something that I've banned in my rules, so please don't do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Emma's over here. Rules.
I'm a big fan of the saying the religion is like a penis. It's perfectly fine to have it, but when you start waving it around in somebody's face, then we have a problem.
I suspect that's the only time in my life I'll be hearing that phrase.
But it's a good phrase.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. All about consent and respect.
I just realized the existence of the new emote makes me the PogChamp of this channel, and it happened to me. Because y'all just can't help yourselves.
I don't understand.
I'm sure Matt will make an announcement, but there are some new emotes on the channel.
New multiple?
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. Do we have a beard?
No,
Do we have a...
we have that nasty crown that you bought.
You drank all of the mead?
He did. In like one day, he killed that shit.
Shit.
And then passed out.
Yeah, maybe
It's
we'll do that.
above the fridge. No, because we don't believe in soda. You can mix it with some cranberry pineapple juice. Just drink it straight up like a man.
God damn. He's gonna call him out like that. What the fuck?
It's flavored. You can't mix it with anything.
Not with that attitude.
Oh. I don't see any new emotes besides the Kothar one.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Dice. My name is Matt, and welcome to our Wednesday night campaign, The Castaways. How you guys all doing tonight?
Good.
Doing good, Matt. It's good to be back.
That was a little too wholesome. That was
So,
Feels so formal.
I know.
short little announcement that if those of you that were listening during the map scroll was already spoiled, we have 2 new emotes tonight that are being
No.
revealed. The first of which is fits our Castaways campaign perfectly, the Kothar emote, known as Rip and Tear. It features our very own Kothar ripping apart 2 words that he says oh so often.
Oh, that's horrifying to look at.
It looks like an ice cream cone when you get really far away.
Oh, because the one overlaps the other. That's whack.
Yeah.
Huh.
I like it.
But our second emote, the one that's a little bit more funny, and those of you in our Discord have seen it before, we just have moved it over to our Twitch now, is the hot damn emote featuring none other than our friendly friend Cyboxic here.
Our friendly friend.
I want to make it evidently clear that this happened to me.
A little bit of background. It's called Hot Damn because it's the exact moment in my campaign where he took 50 points of fire damage on a 55 HP character.
Yeah, I don't even
Nice.
think we were that high of a level either.
Nope, you were.
Hmm. That's right. The character just had no health.
So
Good times.
we, with the help of Doc, we justly named it Hot Damn. But short little
Sick.
disclaimer about the Hot Damn emote, guys. It will only be available as a tier 1 emote until the new year. In 2022, it will be moving to its rightful place as a tier 3 emote. Only available to
Oh,
those that are worthy of it.
For your financial consideration, the hot damn emo.
Hey Matt, when are we getting the painting streams meme as an emote?
Which painting streams mean? There's a
Zach
lot.
knows exactly the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, that one's not coming
I
out.
know.
That one's not going to be an emote. Because I think that might be against TOS.
What's the account credentials again? I'll have to check our DMs.
Yeah, okay.
I'll take
Gonna
care
get
of
his
it.
band over an emote.
It's Wednesday, guys. How you doing?
Yo, crazy
Happy
shit.
to be about to play.
Crazy shit. The Viper won the Genesis tournament, and then 2 weeks later turned around and won King of the Desert in an entirely different game.
Oh, you're talking about in for Age of Empires?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
won the Age of Empires 4,
The first tournament?
4 tournament, and then he went back and won King of the Desert 2 weeks later while training for both at the same time. Insane.
That's pretty
Crazy
fucking nuts.
stuff. It's pretty nuts. 2 roughly similar but entirely different mechanical games.
Right.
Just go ahead and is the best in the world at both. No big deal.
We applaud you.
I'm sad that tonight is the last time I'm going to see you guys before Christmas, and my Christmas gift for you guys is not completed yet.
Is it a
You will not be
baby?
forgiven.
It is not a
Because
baby.
we don't want any more of those. Is it that Zeltroy really has a 14-foot wingspan, and we're gonna go find him and he's gonna look like a little T-Rex?
I know what it is, and he hasn't told me. I just don't want to ruin it.
How do you know
How
what
do
it
you know
is
what
and I
it-
haven't told you?
I'll
Oh,
message.
oh, because someone who does know told you. Well, then I have no idea.
Wait, do I know what it is?
Yes.
He rolled a natural 20 on his divination.
Sorry, chat. I don't remember what it is. I can't spoil it, or else I totally spoil it right now.
I told you what it was at the holiday party on Friday or Saturday.
Oh, that's. Dude, it's been 10 years since that.
It's
That
been
was
5
That was
days.
where the picture came from.
You're,
Party Too
you're-
Hard.
You're 98% right, Zach. Alrighty, guys, let's get into tonight's session.
Yeah.
Let's see. I need something fitting for tonight's recap.
Like a corset?
Emma, I swear to God, I will smite you.
The only reason I laughed was because of Alyssa's reaction.
When she clapped, yes.
Yeah.
Last
She
we
gets
gathered,
me. She appreciates
which,
it.
by the way, welcome back, Lissa. Hope you're feeling better this week.
Much better, thank you. I appreciate it. Sorry, I missed it.
No, don't be sorry at all. Your health comes first.
I watched the
feet
whole
pics.
thing. I did not mean to feet pick.
Oh God, let's not get
Accidental feet pick.
into that. Let's not get into that on the internet.
She teased us all. She said us just the
So
barest.
guys, last
feet
week on the
pics, couple
That
Castaways,
was
times.
my dog.
last week on the Castaways, we watched as our heroes, after hitting a short snag on the riverbanks, but making quick work of the lackeys that Udelafon seemed to send to slow down our heroes, they gracefully crossed the river and made camp for a few hours. While sitting, unbeknownst to them, a man appeared to them, seemingly strolling up with his ruby cane out of nowhere, summoning a small bonfire and sitting down and introducing himself to the five of them as Asmodeus, Lord of the Nine Hells. Came to them with a proposition. In return for them dispatching of Udelafon, which they had already planned to do, and retrieving the artifact that he had stolen from the layers of the Nine Hells, an item that belonged to Asmodeus himself. That he would provide them assistance. A weakness to Zeltroy that they have yet to uncover. But the party being wary and a little hesitant to Asmodeus' offer, as a few of them had heard rumors or read tales of how people were undertaken or tricked, deceived by devils. And this was the king of devils. So how could they trust him? Just as Zakaria was to sign his name, the party stopped him, or should I say Kidai stopped him, exclaiming that if this was him signing his soul away, that he was not going to do it alone. Not knowing whether he had a soul to give or lose, Akari couldn't bring himself to risk Kidai putting hers on the line. So even though Asmodeus was offering Akari exactly what he needed to know and how to fix it, he turned him down. He gave himself a bit of an extravagant exit and went on his way. The five of you boarded the back of your rock and head towards the plumes of fire off in the distance, where you dispatched and destroyed Udelafon with... God. You guys in these emotes.
What's the rock's name though? I forgot.
Dwayne the Rock
What name
Johnson.
okay, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I was gonna ask as well.
As you guys boarded Dwayne the Rock Johnson and soared across the skies towards the plumes of fire above the city of Trasana, you guys could see the city, or small village, the wooden palisades, the tents, the buildings, all being engulfed in flames. And Udelafon standing there with a massive blue sapphire scythe. As his body twists and warped into his true form, a massive pit fiend with white skin and black char marks across his body, you guys landed off of Dwayne and charged into battle. Just as he was on the brinks of death, he summoned the power of this sapphire scythe and encased himself in a restorative barrier. But some quick strikes from Kothar shattered that barrier, and you guys brought Udelafon down. As his body disintegrated to ash, you guys put out what flames you could, saved what people you could, saved Dole even, as he stood guard over the various different people that Udelafon had left alive. You guys sat there and watched as the smoke clouds in the sky began to be clouded over and rain clouds began to move in. Hide got a sense of a warm feeling, a familiar sense of Maeve's presence about, as a light drizzle began to fall over the village of Trasana. And as the flames begin to extinguish around all of you, what are you doing?
I would like to just while the water is sort of pouring down, I'd like to kneel down and say a short prayer and bless the rains down in Trasana.
I'd like to join him, but because that is something that Kothar would probably actually do is, quick little
I do
prayer.
it. I do it ironically.
Am I getting just like
Kothar
a
doesn't know
presence or a message or
Like a familiar presence.
okay? Can I say that I have some sort of like water vessel on me that I could like
Yeah, you have a
hold
water.
this rain in?
You have a water skin that you could attempt to gather as much rain as you could in.
Okay. On the outside of it, I'll just like scroll Mave Rain. Blessed by Fane.
Blessed by fame.
You're all fucking blessed by my presence, so it just kind of goes without saying.
So, I guess that's one more thing that we've taken care of.
It feels a little bit. It's weird, just to kind of just cross that item off the list, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's I enjoy having it done. I definitely feel a lot better now that we've done it.
It's not really much of a victory.
Still, yeah, he's not wrong.
I don't know.
DM, can I wander for a bit and just case Tristana? I mean, what's the state of this? It's in ruins, is my imagination.
As you begin to walk through the small village that you've come to know as Tristana, the wooden palisades, sections of them where the fires were more intense, have been burned down, and there's like these small sections where you can see off into the forest. The wooden towers have been burnt down to mere nothingness. The gate lays crumbled, the wood just falling in over itself. The structure couldn't hold it up any longer. The tents, while some of them a little more fire retardant than others, depending on what kind of hides they were made out of, most of them lay charred in piles of burnt animal skins and furs. The large wooden building where Delafon and his advisors, as they were referred to, sat, lays as a pile of ash, seemingly where the fire started. The bonfire in the center reeks of death, and you can see there is burnt corpses laying all throughout the bottom of it. There's a few tents that are salvageable, but none that escape the flames.
What's the size of the tents that we're talking about here?
As you're looking around, there are maybe single-family tents, and enough to house 4 people.
Is it enough for me to, per se, take down and bundle up?
You could bundle up the skins and how it's all kind of sewn together, but the supports carrying those around might be a little more hefty, although you guys do have a bag of holding.
Right. I'll just double back to the group. They can't stay here. They're next to some of the most dangerous woods that we ran into on this island. They wouldn't last the night.
I agree.
It's just a bunch of kids, right?
There were some adults that were left over, a few women, and it's like people that seemed to be a little more people that were useful. You saw a couple craftsmen, one hunter. Essentially, anybody that had a very specific job was kept alive. Others were seemingly burned in the bonfire.
About
How many people can we get on Dwayne?
You could fit a majority, if not everybody, here on Dwayne. It'll just slow him down a little bit.
I was going to say, could we get everyone on? Well, actually, that's a great question. Would you guys like to head back to Sangara?
I don't know where else we'll take them.
People to get them to safety, yeah.
No, I mean, like, I understand they need to go to Sangara, but we could probably just send Dwayne if we have pressing business elsewhere,
It might save us some time.
But only if we have pressing business. I mean, we have Dwayne, so I imagine nowhere within the island is like too far away. It's just
We have Akari's business in High Pass. Or not High Pass, but Ophila.
It's more of everybody's business. It's the next step on the way to Zeltroy.
True.
See if the stories
Whatever
are true.
we're doing, I need a rest.
Sangara, then. Let's take a night. What do you say?
We take a night. I don't think the difference will be huge considering we have. Like,
It's
Well, I
been
mean-
only a day DM since this attack on Sangara, right?
Correct.
Okay, so Grand's still incapacitated.
As far as you know.
Would you all? I mean, I think we have time. Would you all like to take tonight and then a whole day in Sangara to kind of rest and recuperate? I know there's some tools and some weapons I could probably work on from the bones and everything that's left out there before we leave. Because I imagine once we leave Sangara, we're not coming back until after Zeltroy, if we come back at
Let's-
all.
we
Let's
could
take a day.
We could take a day. We just need to know. We need to take some time tomorrow to discuss our plan for Zeltroy.
Gothar, I could use a hand. There's some tents that are salvageable at least, and I don't want to leave them in Tristana. We could at least set them up here on the shore.
Oh
If
no,
we're gonna spend the
absolutely.
night.
No, I think we can take it back to Sangara with us. They're their tents. I think they'd feel a little more at home if they had their homes, you know?
Right. I thought the plan was to stay tonight, just as we are, and then travel in the day.
What time is it?
It's still early in the morning, you guys.
Oh shit. Well,
So you guys left early. I shouldn't say earlier in the morning. I should say late morning. You guys left Sangara, had the small run-in in the morning with the... Oh, losing people left and right. Had the small run-in with the people that were on the boat that were kind of blocking your guys' way. You easily defeated them, traveled across the river, took a short rest, which lasted maybe an hour and a half. So you're looking at maybe 11 o'clock. I mean, late morning right now.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Let's sleep in Sangara. That's my vote. We go all the way back to Sangara, take the rest
Yep.
of the day. Tomorrow, work on our plan, work on our preparations. You know?
I think we're in agreement. Let's pack up what we can and give them a chance to do the same.
I will help Kari pack up some of the tents.
Okay. Go ahead, each of you just make a survival check for me. Or one you can roll with advantage, whatever you'd like.
We were both
22.
Oh, okay.
25.
Just them two. Sorry, Emma.
Oh. You said everybody.
I said
24.
each of you.
Damn, 24, 25. Let's go, boy.
There you go. Sorry, Emma. You guys still made the DC anyway, so it doesn't matter. Between the two of you, just taking down what tents are salvageable, and those that weren't too damaged by the fires. There's some that might have some small burn holes or have just sections of it that are charred black. But you get enough for roughly 3 families to at least have a roof over their head.
Yeah, I would have liked to also call out for any of the craftsmen or anybody else who had tools or something else they wanted to salvage, and I will make sure to accompany them if there's anything that specific that they want to pick up, just in case something pops out of the woodworks.
As the people are kind of looking around, those that are left, most of them, they're not really looking for anything left here. Some of them are staring down at what used to be their loved ones in the bonfire and kind of saying goodbye, paying their respects. The others are still in shock. They really haven't said anything since they've awoken. They keeping to themselves.
Yeah, I guess I'll accompany. We'll take like an hour and a half to do whatever we need to do.
Sure.
We have time, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, you guys decide when you leave.
Sorry, that was also to the rest of the group too.
How many miles was it to fly Dwayne here? Because we have a limit of like 72 miles a day.
Is
Do we?
I think it's
Ye-
more than that. Let me look up the item real quick.
It's 144 miles, but only if he's carrying less than 500 pounds. I
Correct. So
believe.
with everyone here, with everyone from this village, you guys will be over that limit.
So 77 miles then.
So I don't know. That'll impact probably because we did all the traveling today.
Yeah, but it should only half what he has left.
Yeah, it's half what he has left because you guys didn't have that on the way here. Let me pull up. I believe it's roughly 25 to 30 miles is how far the travel is from Singara to Trasana if you're flying in a straight line.
Oh, then we're fine either way.
Perfect.
Yeah. I was gonna say I think like between Fane and Kothar we hit that 500 pretty quick. So
Sorry, I had to occupy the dog, but if you guys don't mind, can I read my book, my intelligence book?
You do what you.
hell yeah, sister.
Just trying to get smart over there.
How much do you have to read? It's what is it? 24 hours.
Matt?
It says it on there.
48 over 6 days.
Yeah, so you just have to break it up into segments essentially.
Okay.
You can burn some up today, and then we can.
Okay.
You can
You can burn almost all of tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's like a college cram day. What the hell? Cramming study guide.
Okay. So you guys gather up your 3 tents that you've salvaged and are flying back to, after about an hour and a half, are flying back to Singara.
something like that. So we'd get a little short rest along the way.
Yeah, easily.
I don't have fucking hit dice left, but whatever.
Dumped them all on your first attack.
I know, and I missed.
Oh, it sucked. That hurt.
Whatever. I'll just keep short resting and using second wind along the flight.
Jeez.
Okay, bye.
Is anyone still not looking great?
Are we technically getting a short rest?
Yes.
You guys are getting a short rest before taking your flight. Taking a rest while on the bird is a little difficult.
Okay. So if I take a short rest,
I will walk over to Fane, and I will dump all 5 of my lay on hands on him.
Oh, how do you do it?
I'll just kind of like gently grab your shoulders and like the sense of being on like a beach, like the calming sound of waves will wash across you.
I was
The faint
expecting a dick
smell
touch,
of
but
sea
that's better.
breeze.
Jesus Christ.
That'd have been
That's
a different
rude.
kind of wave hitting you. Different salty scent on the nose.
Oh my!
after the short
You
rest,
had
I'm
me
at
there
like
and then you lost
80%.
me.
You know, Kothar, I've never really seen a beach clearly. Never really appreciated one. Every time I've been to one, it's been kind of a shitty time.
Well, your last one hasn't been too great, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You know what? I think we'll get a new appreciation for it when we sail back to the beach as a home.
I never want to see a beach again.
I only got one. Well, 2 more to see. You got to see the one we leave and the one we hit. Then
I'll
you're a
close my
landlocked
eyes.
boy forever.
I don't mind maybe a stream or something, but the ocean can fuck itself. Islands can fuck themselves. I want to go home and live in. Well, I want to go somewhere. Not here.
I'll try not to take that piss.
Okay, so you guys are... Hour and a half has passed, your short rest has ended, you've packed up the tents, loading up. Dwayne, you took the demon steel, correct? You guys, or the hellfire steel, and put it in the bag of holding? Udelifon's armor that was left over, you guys tried to identify
Yes.
it wasn't magical, but then put it in the bag. Okay. Are you leaving the staff?
Yeah.
Give it back to Asmodeus. Do we want to fuck with this guy or just leave it?
Leave
Yeah,
it.
I think it's more
It's
trouble.
his
than it's worth.
responsibility to collect if he wants it.
Yeah. That's sort of
We
the
have no
fun.
deal with him.
But we don't know who could come across it next.
Whoever it is has to
Doesn't
deal
matter.
with Asmodeus.
Yeah.
He knew this was going to happen. It's his responsibility to come and collect.
Should we leave him a note? Ah.
I think we just walk. This doesn't concern us.
Fair. You know what, Akari? That's a wonderful thought. I don't think we've gotten to say that since we got on this island.
I'm afraid you might be right.
That does. That does.
So, as you guys board Dwayne with the various children who are some freaking out, some scared, others are just giddy over getting onto this giant bird, and the handful of survivors, you guys take to the skies and have a peaceful flight with a light drizzle coming down over you.
80 screaming children on a fucking bird with it raining.
There's only about 7 kids.
I'll go
It's
sit
enough.
down. I want to go sit down next to like the few kids that are scared, and I'll use my like natural wind to kind of like tousle their hair and like tickle them a little bit and distract them.
Just make a performance check for me.
I'm not good at that.
I'll give you an advantage because you're using your Air Ganassi stuff.
Okay, good, because it was not good. Oh, an 11 at advantage.
A few of the kids are entertained by it. Others are just baffled at the sight as they're flying across the sky, staring down. They're almost like grabbing onto the feathers and leaning over, and one of them is just like leaning over a little too far, and you have to reach out and like grab them before they go flying off the back of the rock.
Easy there, Tonto. I'll pull back.
But after a short flight back to Singara, you guys land and are greeted by a few of the warriors and a couple druids that run out, and they can see a few of the people of Trasana have exited, and they can see you helping the various people that are left off. They can see the people that have the burns across all their skins, including the women and children, and their very dark clothes that have been stained by the ash that was just floating throughout the air. It doesn't take long. Go ahead. Sorry.
Can I, at some point on the flight, still trying to kind of decipher how my powers work, can I use Divine Sense one time just to double check that we've left everything negative behind us?
Don't sense anything.
Okay. Good.
I'm undead. Kidding.
As you guys land and begin offloading people, is Dole still bound?
At this point, if he's still struggling, yeah. Well, no, yeah, he'd still be bound. I have no
Okay.
reason to mind him.
As you guys are like offloading Dole, you can see Gafroy is exiting out through the front of the village and making his way over towards all of you. You can see Dole kind of looks up, and one thing I want to reiterate is Dole is a very stupid man, and I may have portrayed him as a little bit smarter than what he was last week. To put it in perspective, he has an intelligence of 5.
So less than a gorilla. Is he capable of speech?
He is capable of speech, but very little.
Surprise, surprise.
He gives a few
Like that
grunts.
episode of The Office.
He gives
when
a
Kevin quits
few grunts
talking.
before yelling almost inaudible words towards Gafroy.
What's he yelling in?
Infernal.
I understand
Go
that.
on.
Well, wouldn't Thane understand him?
Essentially, he's yelling out to Gafroy, "You traitor, you sided with these infernal beings, you left us to die, our city's been burned to the ground, or our village has been burned to the ground, this is on you."
Am I near enough to Dole?
Yeah, you guys are all there, which I assume Akari is the one kind of offloading him.
I will elbow come close to where he is, and about as violently as I possibly can. I want to try and break his nose. Just elbow in and break his nose.
Make a strength check
And
for
then...
me.
It's a 14.
You smash it. You hear maybe a small crack, like you slightly fractured it, but Dole is a hardy man, so he gets a small nosebleed, but nothing too serious.
Nice. I'll grab him by one of his ears and pull him up and say, yank him up by it, and say, "I'm going to have to ask you to keep your tone polite. This is civilized company, and respect is necessary. So if you could please."
Just kind of stares back at you before spitting a bunch of blood in your face. At that instant, Geoffroy runs over and kind of like pushes his hands between the two of you. Please don't mind him.
Oh, I do, but whatever.
Would you not act the same if your world had just been turned upside down?
No, and thankfully I don't have to prove that, because it already has been, so...
He reaches out for basically the handle to Dole's bindings. Let me take him to at least find a place to sleep.
I don't think so. This is an enemy that we brought with us. Am I right on this? This is an enemy. I mean, we think he's a decent guy, but potentially misinformed, right?
You find me as your enemy?
We're talking about Dole?
This is Geoffroy talking to you about Dole.
Oh. I don't find you as an enemy, and I trust you, but Dole's actions have been a little bit extreme. I don't know, kind of look around, but I think he needs to go straight to some sort of holding place until he has time to calm down.
I want to sneak up, not sneak up, I'll just walk up behind Fane. Technically, I think me and Zamira attacked Dole first, so maybe we just kind of like dropped the whole bit. We walked in and he was holding his club, and then we said,
Claymore.
and punched him.
Yeah, but he was, I mean, he literally just called Geoffroy a traitor for... you might not have understood. He called Geoffroy a traitor for trading with these infernal pieces of shit, or whatever word he said. I don't think he's of the greatest sound mind to be just free in the camp.
He was holding the townspeople hostage with a claymore.
True, but consider this. What if we just give him to Geoffroy and it's Geoffroy's problem?
I don't want to set him free. I want him to find a place to calm down. Let's turn the fighting pit into a holding chamber for now. I mean, there's only one way in and one way out. We could throw him in and let people watch him.
I appreciate, but I think we can take care of this.
He was manipulated. At least just give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a good man.
Well, we're not going to kill him.
We're taking care of it?
Well, we're going to take him to the people who will take care of it.
Like,
just
Geoffroy?
No, the people... the
Sangara
leadership. This is an enemy of Sangara. Geoffroy is not from Sangara.
Correct. He's one of the refugees from Krasana.
I want to bring Dole to old fuck guy.
Gotta be more specific than that. I've introduced a lot of old people to you.
The guy who refused the sword.
No.
That's
I
Yalis.
can't remember. I
Not
can't remember his
Yalis.
name, but
Are you talking about
Kiki.
Kythos?
Kythos.
I'll look it
not
up.
Kiki. Yeah, Kythos.
Yep, Kythos, the leader. Oh, the other leader, other than Frelio.
Mm-hmm.
You taking him to Kythos then?
I'd like to take him to Kythos. I think that would be, considering where we are.
Okay, who's going with Fane to take him to Kythos?
My only concern with that Fane is Kythos has plenty of reason to look for retribution at this moment. And it doesn't
he
fall
has-
on...
And he has plenty of reason to take it, does he not?
No.
Would you
'cause
say the
it's-
same for the Drasana refugees that are already here? He's as guilty as they are. Misled. Manipulated.
Listen, the only real problem I have is that somebody's softness in this matter may lead to deaths. This person clearly does not care for the people of Sangara, and to let him free or some kind of any sort of rope in the city is not really okay with me. So whatever's done with him is fine, but he doesn't go free. Not here. Not until he can be brought to make sense.
I see your point. I'll follow you.
I don't want him to die. He seems like most of these people, as you say, misled, but if it comes down to the risk of our people or the risk of his people, he is the one who stood with a sword in front of a burning building and tried to stop us from rescuing innocents. So,
I don't think I can stand by and watch them kill an innocent man, though.
I don't think I could either. But ultimately, every one of us, I hate to get into a moral tirade right now, but every one of us has a sort of basic moral compass. You know, don't kill, drink if you want to, but don't hurt anybody when you do, so on and so forth. And whatever his actions were, he watched people die. You know, whatever his judgment, it's hard to justify murder in my eyes. You know, whatever his
This man
intentions
was
were.
this man was prepared to blow up everyone we just saved, including himself. It's clearly not the most stable.
And what would you do for Gran Gran?
I'd kill, and if I was caught, I would expect to die. But that's fair. I don't want to sugarcoat it, but this man is not innocent, regardless of his intentions.
I think he should be forgiven once he's proven he's not a threat, but I agree with Fane, we can't assume that he's not a threat. I'm not saying there's not a good person in there who can't be brought to reason, but we have to be shown that he's within reason. But I don't want them to hurt him.
Who's to judge if he's within reason? The people he's wronged? That's not going to end well. All I'm saying is that we have a little bit of trust in Gilfroy. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong, and then we have our answer.
That's a very cavalier thing to say when the thing that goes wrong might involve the death of more innocents.
It's true, but I mean, we're looking at the lesser of two evils. We give him to Gilfroy, and there's a potential that he may harm someone innocent in Gara. If we take him to get judged, there's the potential that they take retribution against him. Which, while potentially right is objectively wrong. Because he was not the one that hurt them.
You're both right. But ultimately,
What if
I think we should take him to the leaders of Cigar and see what they say, because ultimately we're in control.
there's a middle ground here?
There probably is.
What if we let him take Dole, but I myself or one of us, I'm willing to, if he agrees to let us escort him, not harm him or oversee anything, but merely wait outside where he's being held in case something happens. One of us can hold guard while we release him to his friend. That way we can give the trust, but still be there in order to stop something we don't want to happen.
Has anyone asked him what he expects now? Or can we?
I suppose we
But
can.
Is he around, DM?
Dole's there. He's bound. As far as you've been
Conscious?
able... We'll say that one more time.
Is he conscious?
He's conscious. As far as you can tell, he's only been able to speak Infernal.
Do any of us? Sorry, I don't remember.
Akari and Fane
Fane
both speak
does.
Infernal.
Akari, would you be so kind?
I'll translate. For the sake of roleplay, I'll translate word for word everything.
Okay.
He's like bound, right? Like he's safe to be near, even if he gets
Yeah,
violent.
you guys basically have him bound, legs, arms. He can hardly move.
Okay. I want to kind of get down on his level, wherever he's at.
You'd have to get up to be onto his level.
Oh, I figured he was like sitting down, like bound to a tree or something.
I kind of imagine him standing with like Akari kind of holding him up.
Okay, that's fine. Then I'll just look him in the eyes like a person talking to a person.
Mhm.
Do you have anything to say as far as your side of things? What do you expect now? I mean, I apologize. We're standing here trying to decide your fate in front of you. I don't know if you can understand us, but that's got to be hard to hear. So, what do you think should happen?
After Akari kind of translates for him, he spits a mouthful of blood on the ground from where it's been like dripping down out of his nose and like it down through his throat from where Fane clocked him in the face.
Can I heal him a little bit, actually, if he's hurting that bad? Like, just as an act of kindness?
Yeah, you can.
Just like a cure wounds.
Sure.
Oh, shit, I rolled a 1, so that's like a 6, but it's something.
It's enough to stop the bleeding.
Okay. For the sake of argument, can we say that I did that before speaking?
Sure.
Okay.
So I put that there for a reason.
He, after Akari takes a minute to translate everything that you've said, Dole looks to you and... I thank you. My fate has been decided. Looks to Gafroy. Give me a warrior's death.
Easily done. Always put it aside.
Sorry it has to happen this way, but I think you'll die honorably.
These people betrayed our great leader. All of you deserve to burn.
Gilfor here tells me that your people look to you before they look to them. And now that they're gone, you're gonna leave them. For a warrior's death? For perceived honor?
They deceived their own honor.
I'm gonna ask an infernal. Say, what did he give you, Dole, that was so precious? What belief do you have in him? You telephone.
Purpose.
What purpose?
Guidance.
Purpose in what?
I was a leader, a part of a community. It was my charge to guard him.
Did you not find purpose in your community, in your people? In your role with them? What made it so different?
I've spent too long on this island.
Us too.
Longer than any of you could imagine. And as far as I can remember, Delafon is the one who showed the most promise in leadership.
He kept you enslaved.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Sloppy 20.
He believes everything he's saying.
Is he saying it as if it's a religion, or is he saying it as if it's his servant, it's his purpose? There's a fine line between that.
In the sense, Dole doesn't really know the difference.
Okay. I'm just gonna say out in common, I think he's been influenced by something more than just persuasion.
I'll look at the blood on the ground and kind of whisper, yeah, I can understand killing under something else's influence. I sympathize, but that doesn't forgive what he's done. If this is what he chooses, he can't change his mind. I mean, he can, it's just not ethical.
This is the moment where Gafor kind of butts in. I don't mean to get into the middle of all of your conversations, but this man, no matter what he's done or what he thinks he deserves or what you guys think he deserves, he was here before Delafon was, and if it wasn't for him, a lot of us would never have eaten. We wouldn't have had shelter. And to be honest, if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be standing here right now. So you have to understand why I have to interject to this man's death.
I don't know how to say this in character, DM, but you said this guy is very, very low intelligence, but the things that Gifroy is describing would take someone that has at least a little bit. So are we to assume that his intelligence has been depleted in some manner?
The way Gifroy describes it is, Dole was a man that could provide for them. They were not strong enough to deal with the beasts on this island. Dole is a man of brute strength. So
I guess what I'm asking is if I get the sense from Gifroy's story that he's always been like this, or if he's changed.
As far as you can tell, you know what? Roll an insight check for me.
There you go, use that wisdom, man.
That hurts. 8.
I mean, as far as you can tell, it's... You don't know Dole, and Gifroy is not a master of words, so it's hard to tell, but...
Right.
As far as you can tell, Dole's always been the same. It just seems... The sense that the point Gifroy is trying to get across is that Dole is an easily manipulated man, or who Delafon had, you know, promised him something or gave him something, and now Dole thinks he owes him his life.
Gilfora, then you need to interject with him, not with us. Because the way this is going, we're going to take him in front of the Singarans, and when he says he wants a warrior's death, they will happily grant it. Because this coward wants to abandon his people, who will now turn back to him.
I want to speak to him, but I would rather do it alone. He's not going to speak to me on even terms with you all around. He thinks me a betrayer. He thinks me a coward who left his post. And for a man like Dole, someone who abandons his post or abandons his job, they deserve death.
Thane, is it acceptable for us to take him somewhere, hold him, let Gilfroy have a conversation? We'll keep watch, we'll keep guard. This will.
I get the sense that
And then-
Gilfroy speaks Infernal, or this guy also speaks whatever this guy speaks.
He speaks Infernal.
Okay.
And then if Dole here changes his mind, we can take him before Sangara's leadership. With that,
Want to nod in
that's
Fane's
only least
direction.
explored.
Like,
Any death that comes from this decision comes from someone's hide. But I accept.
I want to make it evidently clear, Gilfroy. This puts you on thin ice. I see you and Dole doing anything I don't like, I'll kill you both. Because I'll be the one standing guard. And anyone else who wants to join me is more than welcome.
I find that a little disheartening considering what we've been through, but I appreciate the opportunity.
Take a look around you. It's not happening again. Not here.
I agree. Don't want to see it happen again.
We have an agreement, and it's not personal, but he's your responsibility. Then it's settled.
Just give me 5 minutes with him, and maybe something will come of it.
I believe.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna try to move things along.
I was gonna say, I believe it was Zamira last that had one of the earrings.
Mm-hmm.
And who has the other?
Usually,
I think Akari.
yeah, I think Akari usually has it.
That's what I thought. Okay. I'd like to get somewhere that I can be hidden, like completely out of sight from them. And whatever you think that would blend into the surroundings, like maybe a lizard or something wild shape into that, and get as close back to them, as I can with the earring on as a lizard. So Akari can hear what's going on.
Sure.
I was gonna lean into Akari and ask in Draconic, because I'm assuming not a lot of people besides Samira speak it around here, if he could lead them around for about 10 minutes looking for the opportune place. I think I have an idea of what Kidai's trying to do, and I can give you guys some kind of real feedback if I can get just a couple of minutes.
I'm not sure I understand what you're going for, but I'll do as you ask.
I'll pull Zamira to the side and say, okay, I know lizards don't have ears. You're not going to hurt me. I'll be okay. You just, as soon as I get down to be a little lizard size, you just got to poke it right on in. Just get it somewhere so that Akari can hear.
Didn't she put the earring on and then turn into a lizard?
So
Lizards don't have
Yes.
ears.
just point of order, Kidai, because you'll know this. The earring isn't like it just hears its vicinity. It's a message between users. So anything that you want Akari to hear, you have to repeat, and because you don't really speak Infernal, it's gonna be a very broken
Damn.
conversation.
Damn.
Kidai, because you'd know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to cast Beast Sense so I can hear through your ears, like we've done before.
There we go. There we go. That's how we do it.
There's
But Kothar doesn't speak Infernal.
There's animals that have.
But if he takes the
advantages on,
earring
like,
and you can hear
hearing.
what he says,
It's a message. It's not an auditory piece.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, you
Best I can
can
do.
use it like a listening device.
It's not a bug you can
But
plant
there's
random. It's
animals that have advantage on like hearing and perception checks.
yeah.
It's
I
the
mean-
same issue as the earring, though. Even though you can hear it, doesn't mean you can understand it.
I'm not trying to understand. Sure.
No, I understand.
It's up to you guys, but honestly, character, I think we should just like go for do his thing, and if he fucks up or he decides to
No, I want to know what
keep
they're
rolls
saying.
with Dole, then he dies. Simple.
I don't,
Don't
really care
you-
that much.
Isn't there like a spell where you can make yourself learn certain languages, Kita, or like understand all languages?
If
Tongues. That's
there-
only for wizards,
is-
bards, and sorcerers.
yeah. Ma'am, I hear you.
While they're doing this, Zamira wants to, wherever all the refugees went, I want to go find all the kids and make sure they're somewhere like really safe and secure.
You can see that they are being tended to by the druids and the medics. Like, the people that got off the bird, at least, are being tended to by those that have any sort of medical background from the Tresana scouts and then the various low-level acolyte druids of Singara.
I want to kind of just go like encourage them to go so like farther away, like go inside somewhere.
Okay. They're not necessarily nearby, but they're also not moving because the medics and everyone are kind of tending to them. Okay, so Kothar, go ahead.
I'll lead him on a 10-minute trade, and then, as we had discussed earlier, we will use the fighting pit as a temporary holding pen while Gilfroy and Dole talk. And I won't try to eavesdrop necessarily, but I am basically standing in the, I believe, in the stands or somewhere nearby, just watching them both.
Yeah, the fighting pit is like a dug down bowl with wooden spikes coming out all around with one entrance leading in.
Yep. I will be standing watching them with an arrow notched. Anybody else who would like to control the exits is more than welcome to join.
I'll
I'd still
go
like to.
up there.
I'd still like to wild shape to maybe see if I could remember any of their conversation that might be helpful. Do you think a fox would stand out too much, or because that has at least
Yeah, fighting bit? Probably.
The
well.
middle of a village.
Oh, I thought we were closer to the woods. I'm sorry. Shit, hold on. Man, I really thought I had something here. I always do though, and it always fucking falls through.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's not you.
I'll just go find some jungle juice and sit angrily with it.
How did a bat?
You could be a bat and fly above.
Yeah, like a bat. Let's find a nice little tree.
Okay.
Sure.
And you're casting beast sense just here through her, Kothar?
No, I guess I would have realized that I don't speak Infernal, so no.
Okay. So, Kita, you're flying above as Akari leads Dole and Gafroy into the fighting pit, and just as a show of good faith, Gafroy kind of turns and leaves his bow and short sword on the outskirts of the fighting pit as he walks in. You see them sit down. Akari, I know you said you're not trying to eavesdrop, but just roll a perception
Everything I
check.
hear right here.
Yeah,
It's
roll a
fine.
perception check for me and see what you hear.
I probably hear it. With that roll. Perception plus 6, 24.
They're not necessarily talking in a loud manner, but you catch bits and pieces of their conversation. It starts out low, you know, like basically Gafroy telling him like you're being controlled, Delphon has a hold on you, you need to listen to me, these people need you, sort of thing. And then it just goes into basically like Dole going into like a screaming match of Gafroy's a piece of shit. You turn to these tiefling bastards for aid whenever you should have been back home protecting your village. You don't deserve even a warrior's death. You deserve to burn. Just not really listening to him. Seems like no matter what he says, he's not getting through. After a short while, Gafroy walks out. I think he just needs time to realize what's happened. I don't know what else to do, but as promised, you can do with him as you see fit. I pray that you guys show him some form of mercy.
I think time is not the thing that he has the luxury of. Sorry. If he still wants a warrior's death, because now we're bringing him before the Singaran leadership, if he still wants a warrior's death and he says that to them, I'm sure they'll grant it to him. And I'm afraid time is not a luxury that he has. I'll let you pass that final word to him, but after that we're moving him to the Singaran leadership. And whatever that entails. So make him aware of how that's going to go.
It won't matter. He doesn't wish to speak to me. Before he just kind of like hangs his head and starts to walk off into the distance.
Can I go in there with him?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to talk to him. I don't even want to like look at it. I just want to sit. Like, is he still tied up?
Yes, he's still tied up.
I want to sit like
The only thing
5
that's been
feet away
untied,
from him.
only thing that's been untied are his legs, so that he could have walked to the fighting pit.
Okay. I just want to sit like 5 or 10 feet away from him, and just like sit down and start meditating. But I don't want to like acknowledge that he's there. I just want to sit down in there with him and just like be peaceful in his general vicinity.
Okay. He mutters a few things in Infernal which you don't understand.
Just want to keep at it.
In a matter of minutes, DM, I'm gonna walk up and grab his restraints and round up anybody who's around here, and we're gonna take him before Kaithos, was it? And I will just say to him, if you still want a warrior's death, this leader will give it to you. That I can nearly guarantee. But if you want to help your people, what's left of them, reconsider. You can find the same truth that they found when they came here. Yep, and I'll drag him before Kaithos.
Okay.
Gilfor tried, it's out of my hands. I assume Thane is somewhere nearby. I'll round him up as well.
I've been, drinking casually in the distance, keeping an eye, but I'll walk up and say, I presume the distinction is not positive.
We'll see. Are you saying this in Infernal for him to hear as well, or are we speaking?
Come.
We'll see. It doesn't sound like Gilfoy made much ground with him, so Kaithos, he will happily grant his wish.
I'm not
I hope
sure
he reconsiders for his people, but
Kaithos is soft and careful.
yeah, but I'm sure he understands that some form of show needs to be made.
I hope he does.
I understand your position, Fane, and I hope it doesn't come to that, but I do respect your position. This is your home. Well, your other home. And I'll walk into Kaithos' tent.
Okay.
With Dole, by the way.
Yes. As you guys kind of come in, you can see Kaitos is sitting with a couple of other large tiefling men. They're kind of just sitting around a fire that's in the center of the meeting hall here where Kaitos is normally found. As you bring Dole in, Kaitos looks up, draws his blade. You brought me this man. It better be only for death, because that's all he's going to find in this village. You can see like a small tear rolling down Kaitos's face. This is the man who took my boy from me.
I think you and Fane are in perfect agreement. And I'm not going to control what you do with your prisoners. But this man has been misled and manipulated. Same with a lot of the other Tristana scouts. I'm sure you've met Gilfoy by now.
Ikare, you don't have to apologize for murder.
He looks to the two men that are next to him. Take him out front. Let the village see what comes to those who harm us.
But what does it show to those you've offered
He's shoving past
refuge
you.
to?
Ignores you, shoves past you, as his two men start to drag Dole out front.
I'm gonna like run out past them. Try to get in between them, not like in a hostile way though.
You have done
I
a
just wanna
lot
get
for
in
our
the-
village, but you need to step aside.
You need to think about the display you're making to the people you've offered refuge to. I understand your feelings towards this man.
I'm making a display to my people that those who kill their loved ones and our family will not go unpunished.
But your village is half of other people who were misled the same as this
I've made
man.
up my mind. He looks to his two men. Continue. You cut out, Fane.
I just sit as a mirror and say, the people in this village made their choice and came here. Everyone else stood as everything burned.
The people we just brought didn't make the choice when they came the first time. They chose to side with Tristana. And we still have welcomed them and forgiven them.
The people
They were
who
misled
came,
the same as him.
the people who came made a decision. The people who stayed resisted until the end. You cannot bring his boy back. But as a man, he must take some control of the situation. If you force him not to take this, you will take his meaning away. This is his right. And it means nothing to you. You simply do not want to see a man die.
Life
That's not
means
fair.
something to everyone.
Tell that to the people who died at Dole's hand.
I'm aware. I was the one that attacked him to protect those people.
Don't stand on some morality, Zamira. Whatever the definition of your rules are, you cannot tell me that it's fair what happened.
I'm not saying it's fair, and I'm not saying he shouldn't kill him, but I think we should think about things and not make hasty decisions. We need to think
It's
about
not your
long-term.
decision. It's not your decision.
I know it's not my decision. But I'm asking him to think on his for a moment.
I'm sure
could
he's
be
had
greater
plenty of time to
ramifications.
think of his dead son.
Zamir will just
While you guys are having this
Walk off.
conversation, you can see that the two men that Kaitos had drag him out are now gathering wood and building a stake.
Oh, Oh, it's that kind of. Okay.
Hey, how far am I from Kythos?
If you're with them, not far.
Cool. I want to turn and rock him right in the jaw.
Roll to hit.
Reckless. Oh, that'll hit. That's a 26.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and you clock him across the jaw, which is how much damage? I think 6.
6.
You got a hell of a right hook, sir. God damn.
I'd kill a commoner.
As you
It would.
hit Kythos, it almost knocks him off his feet for a second as he hits himself. What is the meaning of this?
I'm excited you've taken the easy way out.
You think this is easy? Looking the
Yes.
man who took my boy from me in the face.
Yes. And killing him? Absolutely. That is the easy way out.
No, this is the just way. A
No,
way that
the
gets
just
my
way.
boy what he deserves.
The just way would be to look him in the face and not give him what he wants, which is a death. The just way would be to forgive him. To make him work for your village to repent for his misdoings.
I'm gonna raise my sword at Kothar and say, what did you do to the man in the temple who killed your friends? What right do you have?
None. I did
Then
something I
shut
should not have done.
Up.
Roll a persuasion check, Kothar.
Nah. That ain't gonna make it. Oh, straight
I'm not a
persuasion?
charismatic bunch.
This man wants a warrior's death. Going to grant him a criminal's death. He's not getting what he wants. But my people, in my namesake, my boy will be able to rest in his grave.
Your boy is already resting in his grave. This will do nothing more than add another one next to him. Is that what your son would have want? To watch you become a murderer?
My son died a hero. And he would see
Your
the
son
man that
died.
cut down himself and his fellow brothers in arms to die as well.
On the battlefield? Yes. Maybe. Like this? You, as a coward, tying him to a stake to kill him, to avenge some ego you have now? Absolutely not. I pity not you, I pity your son, to watch his father fall so far.
One day, I pray you don't lose a boy your own. Having to bury a child is not something a father should have to do,
It isn't.
and
for
I
that,
will not feel sorry for killing the man that did so.
I've never asked you to feel sorry for him.
Thar, I don't think we're gonna convince him any differently.
Pythos looks to the two men as they're kind of like gathering the wood and building the stake. Bind him. He burns at sundown.
I'll just look between Dole and Kythos and say in Infernal, I respect both of your desire for service and finality. But I think you both need to think a little bigger. And I'll walk away.
Kythos gives both of his men orders to stand guard over him and turns and walks back towards the gathering hall.
I'll look at Kothar as everybody walks away. You have no right to apply your morals to a situation and show hypocrisy to proselytize to somebody when you yourself did not take that path. You lost, you took action. That was your decision. He lost. And though I do not respect him, it is his decision. The word is hypocrite, and you do not want to be one.
Is it so wrong to save one from a fate that I regret?
So quickly to turn. I wish Kaithos had done something differently, had taken more action, and saved lives in that way. And Kaithos has his own penance to serve. But pretending like your morality will make others feel satisfied, it is not your place.
Then whose is it?
It's Kaithos' place to make a decision.
I will not stand by while he makes the wrong one.
By whose judgment?
Mine.
And you are God now?
No?
To make the rules? Or is it whimsy?
I've never claimed to be God. I just will simply not watch a wrong man die. There are other ways, Fane. There are other forms of repentance, other forms of forgiveness that do not involve violence.
I wish Dole had understood that. I wish it was not the way of the evil men to kill for no reason, and the just to simply let these people live on. It's meddlesome, Gothar. I'll turn and I'll go stand at the stake. Assist if necessary, but just stand there.
Would it be possible with the herbs, everything that I've collected, to like make some sort of not potion, but like salve, ingestible, something for pain?
Roll a medicine check for me.
21.
21?
Mm-hmm.
You could make something with what you have, you're just not exactly sure how potent it'll be.
I'll throw something together, and if they let me approach him, just kind of offer it, kind of, I don't want to say haphazardly, what's the word, like, kind of cold. I hope you need this. Take it or don't. But you're going to need this. And I'll walk away.
Fortunately, because Dole does not understand common, does not take it, does not open his mouth or acknowledge what you're saying. The two tiefling men just kind of look to you. Leave him be. Deserves what is coming to him.
I'll just, like, hood up, walk straight away. I don't want to watch this shit. I can't watch this shit. Let's start there.
come hang out with me. I'm just on the outside of town.
Are you
Sitting.
still with the kids?
No, I had just like ushered them off, but no, I was with y'all and then I stormed off.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say if you were with them, I'd come find you, but if they've all gone back to respective homes, I'll leave them to themselves.
They don't really have homes to return to, but it appears as if they're setting up tents on the outskirts of the village where they can make some sort of, at least a place where they can sleep tonight.
I'll go help them then.
Okay. Fane, you're standing guard, correct? Okay. Kothar, Akari, is there anything you
I'll
would...
say to...
Go ahead.
I'll say to the two men standing there.
Hmm.
Do I know them? Do I recognize them? Or do they recognize me?
You've seen them in passing. You haven't ever had like a real conversation with them, but they are Kaithos's kind of right-hand men, his guards. One man is Roth and the other is Belial.
Okay. Let's see. I'm Fane. I think you know me. Or if you don't, you know my father.
Roth,
Well,
the man
regard
who's more vocal, kind of speaks up. We know you.
I will stay with you. I don't wish to come to a fight if there is interference. But I would expect some.
I don't expect
Can I
there
go
to
find
be...
Gran? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was gonna say, can I go find Gran? I didn't know you were gonna respond to him. You can respond to him.
She's still in her tent as far as you know, so you can go do that. I'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
I don't expect there to be a fight. When we raided the village of Trasana after they attacked us, this man cut down more than I can remember. He has enough blood on his hands. It's Kaithos' decision whether he lives or dies.
I agree. But I don't think it's the people of Sangara that will interfere. It could be his friends. It could be my friends. But somebody might. Just be on your guard.
The other man kind of chuckles a little bit and takes the butt end of his staff and hits it against your leg. What could get through 3 tiefling men? 3 warriors.
I don't know. I've seen Kothar fight. He's pretty sturdy. Don't underestimate him just because he's got a soft chest.
While they're having their conversation, it is easy enough for you to find Gran, who, as far as you can tell, is still sleeping after the battle.
I want to kneel down beside her. Really, I don't know.
One of her acolytes is there, kind of puts her hands on her shoulder. Please, she needs her rest.
I'll only be a moment. I don't want to disturb her. I just want to kind of sit down next to her. I don't know if you can hear me, but I think something wrong is about to happen. There's a man that did terrible things, and I'm not saying he shouldn't be punished, but they're about to burn him at the stake, and we've sat here and we've told all these people that Singara is a safe place and that they're peaceful, and that the people here, or the people in Trasana, were misled, and that they're not brutal killers. And we're about to show everyone who came here from Trasana that everything they were told was true. And I don't know if you can do anything. I don't know if you can hear me, but I don't. This isn't the way.
This isn't
I'll
the way.
just kind of sit here.
Roll a persuasion check for me, even though you don't know whether she can hear you or not.
3. Fucking 3. I'll just kind of like, I want to send like my air genasi air. I just want to kind of like send it over her body as I sit there and meditate. And I'll just sit there in silence with her.
Does not appear as if she gives any response. Kate, are you still with her, by the way? Because you said you went to find Zamira.
No, I meant I was going to help the kids. I just thought
That's-
Zamira was with the kids.
That's correct. My apologies.
No, you're good.
Just trying to keep track of where everyone is. Akari, Kothar, what are either of you doing in the meantime as the scuffle in the town square kind of departs?
I'm just on the wings, so I would imagine Kothar, you probably bump into me.
Yeah,
If you wanted.
I'll just stand on the edge. At the edge of the town square and just stare.
Do the other tieflings there have wings as well?
Yes.
I'll go through a tactical brief on Kothar. If they have, I'll tell them, if they have bows, try to stay back and use them. Don't get too close, so on and so forth.
I mean, looking them over, you can see all they have are two. Each of them has a spear in hand.
Long spears?
Yes.
I'll tell them to use that to their advantage. Stay up high, if possible.
You cannot fly javelins. Better get to build a town's metal map. There might be. Jesus.
Let me just tab
I'm
over
just
here
gonna-
real quick.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up to Kothar and. I mean, what do you think?
I think he's gonna die. I don't think it's the right call. I don't think there's anything I can do about it, though.
I don't entirely agree with it either, but it's the kind of justice the Azari would have handed out back when they were still around, so I've seen it before, and it's not... I don't know. The things I've seen on this journey and with you all have changed the way I look at things. Normally I wouldn't have batted an eye, but this is a very complex situation. I was listening. You're not wrong, Kothar. But this really isn't. Fane's not wrong either. This really isn't our domain.
You're right. He's not. But why have power if we don't exercise it in a way that aligns with what we want? If we work so hard to become so impressive, to gain such leverage with these people, and then we don't use it to do what we think is right.
Sometimes getting involved is not of help, of use. I wonder what would have ever happened to my tribe if I hadn't fallen out of the sky. Just debris that brought ruin. So I'm not sure that getting involved is always the right thing to do. But I see what you mean. I think they're making a mistake, and the consequences of what they're going to do is going to transcend the life of one man. It'll be a moral and painful stain in the heartstrings of some people around here for years to come. And maybe that's Dole's final power. Be a short moment of reprieve for Kythos and anyone else who agrees with him, but for years people will think of what happened.
I question whether we've ever had the option to not get involved. Because the problem is we're already involved. So right now, by doing nothing, we're not staying uninvolved, we're actively choosing to walk away from a situation that we could change. To me, that feels like cowardice. But what is done is done.
The entirety
Now I
of
will
what's being
stand
done here. Yeah.
And I watch a man who could be saved, who could help this village for years to come, who could potentially learn peace and redemption, burn, because of one man's greed, because of his ego. An ego that not 2 weeks ago wouldn't have even dared march on Trasana. And now look at him, high and mighty on his power trip.
Well, shit. Walk in that tent and tell him what you just told me. He might change his mind.
I've told him all I could. At this point, I think this is the only way he's going to feel he has any kind of real power over this town. Is to do something profound. He knows he's no leader. You know what? That's between him and the gods. And I got a good bet on who's coming out on top.
Well, I'll be honest, I'm not sure I'm going to stick around and watch. But I haven't decided yet.
I don't think you're going to miss anything interesting.
No, and I kind of have a thing I wanted to do, but I suppose I could always do it later. And I'll just, unless you want to continue to go there, I'll just stand by you for, I guess, until sundown.
The only thing I'll say last is I might be here a minute. Make sure everyone else takes care of themselves, you know? I'll stand and wait.
You guys have roughly 5 to 6 hours before sundown. Is there anything anyone would like to accomplish before that happens?
Are we that far away? Because we flew to Trasana this morning.
Right, but sundown's not till, 7 or 8 o'clock at night.
True, that's fair. Sorry.
What are the townspeople doing?
There are... Just make a perception check for me. Let's see what you notice.
Finally something I'm good at. 19.
As you kind of exit out of Frelia's tent after speaking to her and you're looking around, you can see Akare and Kothar kind of having their conversation off in the distance. Maybe not too far from where you guys are, but still present in the towns, or from where you are, but still present in the town square. You can see Fane across the way in the center of the town square where the stake has been put up and Dole has been bound to it as a couple tieflings keep coming back and forth, stacking up and building a small, brush and timbers underneath his feet. There are those of the Tresana scouts, the Tresana refugees that first came here. They're kind of looking on. They're sharing whispers back and forth, but no one seems too shocked or appalled by this. There are those of the people of Singara, a few mothers that are almost weeping with joy, like staring on and crying. But the town seems a little... There are those that are occupied and staying or taking notice of what is going on, but there are others that are paying no mind to it and are more worried about the refugees that just arrived and the children.
Or you said there was mothers weeping with joy, but are there perhaps warriors being...
From this distance and your passive insight, you get the sense it's joy. They're staring on at a man for what you can only assume from what you've been told probably killed their sons.
Yeah. Are there perhaps other warriors being revelrous?
Not really. It seems like the few that are kind of here, a few kind of talking back and forth, but besides that, there's just the two that are standing guard with Fane at the stake in the center of the town square.
Zamir wants to look for someone who is drinking.
Sure, you could find a couple of guys that are sharing a drink, kind of looking off at, or staring on from a distance.
I want to walk up to him. Excuse me. Can I see that? And I'll point to their bottle.
He hands it over to you.
I'll fucking chug the whole thing.
Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
$16.
Okay. You feel a little buzzed, but you shrug it off.
I'll storm off towards, somewhere in the city.
As you turn to are you gonna get me a new one?
I'll just keep walking.
Hey, lady! My drink!
Just keep walking.
He runs up, grabs you by the shoulder, and tries to spin you around.
Punch him right in his fucking head.
You rolled a hit.
He's dead.
24.
24 is gonna hit. You smack him right there. What the fuck is going on?
Is there any way that the children are safe in bed and I would be walking up at this very moment?
Sure.
Zamira!
I'll shake his arm off of me.
Zamira! Hey. Sir, what's going on?
She downed my drink and then punched me in the face.
He grabbed my arm.
You drank all of my drink.
I asked if I could see it.
You asked for a drink, not the whole bottle.
So can I get you another drink? Would that suffice? I'd be happy to. I can heal your head.
A drink and an apology?
Zamira, what was in the drink?
I don't know what it's called. I've never had it before.
Yes, you have. It's jungle juice.
Samira's never had
She
a drop of
hasn't.
alcohol in her life.
She hasn't.
Oh, that's correct.
I'll kind of take her by the arm, heal his head if I can.
If you see the bottle anywhere with your high passive perception, so you would, Kidai, you could smell it and realize what it is.
That's what I figured. Yeah, I'll heal his head. I rolled pretty good. A 13.
Okay.
I will get him a new jungle juice and throw in a couple glowing mushrooms for style points. And sir, I am sorry. She will be sorry in the morning when she realizes. But let me convey that to you now. Have a good night. And I will just kind of toddle off with Zamira in tow, and she can just... We'll just go off.
Okay. Kind of like
How are you feeling?
grumbles under his breath as he turns and leaves.
Are you okay?
Zamir just sits there quietly. He lied to all these people. That's what they're gonna think. They're gonna think we tricked them. We told these people that what they heard about these people weren't true, and they're about to think differently, and they're gonna blame us.
Sadly, there's nothing we can really do about their perception of us other than keep being the good guys, or at least doing what we think is, morally upstanding. I mean, like Kothar, there was no chance in hell he was going to change any minds tonight, but he did his damnedest to stand up for something he believed in, and that's what we all got to keep doing. Hopefully, at least a couple of them will see through the lies, things that don't make sense. I don't blame you.
I don't agree with anything that man did. I don't disagree that he needs punished.
I agree.
But it just even killed, honestly. I don't disagree with that. But doing it in this way, with such a display in front of people who just came here, they don't know any better, they don't know what's going on. They're just gonna think all the stories they heard were true.
You're not wrong. There could be some that do. A non-zero, maybe all of them, but all we can do is try to be as good to them as we can. As we have. I mean, we took them away from there. You'd hope that would count as something for them. That they're not just all lining up for a show like that.
They don't know. This is all they'll know.
Yeah.
Hell, even Dole's right at this point.
It's so morally fucked, honestly. There's nobody that could have made that call. There's nobody that should have made that call. But somebody had to. And it wasn't us. Even if we would have handled things different.
It's like everyone's wrong and everyone's right at the exact same time.
Exactly.
And I feel like we're gonna take all the blame.
Well, we're not the ones standing up there lighting the torches. And I think that might be enough. I hope that's enough.
But we were the ones that vouched for these people. We were the ones that took to the center of Trasana and told them their leaders were liars.
All anyone can do is what they think is right in the moment. Things change, information changes, and I think we're doing our best. That doesn't make us the good guys or the bad guys, it just makes us the guys trying to do their best.
Doesn't make me feel very good.
No, I don't feel good either.
Frankly, neither does whatever the fuck I just drank.
Yeah, you're gonna experience some symptoms, I think. A little woozy. You landed that punch, though. We know what type of drunk you are. rocked his shit. Good job.
Just wanted to do something, to feel something.
Yeah.
It's very angry. That's not an emotion that I'm used to. I'm used to just being at peace with things. But I've never really been in a situation like this. I've never watched someone I love die. So I don't know what I would do. That this doesn't feel right.
I agree. I think morally we all do. There are different perspectives and different ways of seeing it, but no, I don't think any of us are on cloud 9 right now.
I'll just kind of like slap my head over on her shoulder and then hiccup a little bit.
Do I have any like crackers and cheese that I can give her?
Cheese, yes. Crackers, probably not.
Okay. Well, just cheese then. Like a really good cheese. Like a good drunk cheese. This'll help. This'll put something in your tummy.
Lean on her shoulder and kind of nibble at the cheese. You're a good friend, Kidai. I'm glad I met you.
I'm glad I met you.
I'm glad I met all of you.
Me too. We make a good little team.
Yeah.
You feeling okay?
Very strange.
Very strange, yeah. Is that your only drink, or are you gonna keep going?
Tasted like ass.
It's really bad at first, right?
What you all see in it didn't taste good, and I feel like
If you
shit.
drink 2 or 3 more, I think you'll see what we see in it.
The way the
that's
night's
not much.
going. I'm not sure if I can stay within city limits when that happens. We'll see.
Well,
I tried pleading to Australia, but she wasn't awake.
this was an act of man, not anything that Freya or Maeve or anybody higher could step in. And acts of men are why we drink that bottle of ass.
Why I like girls.
Girls are great, right?
Yeah.
Should we find some more bottles?
Fuck it.
I guess we're getting drunk in the offskirts then.
Okay.
Can I make like a little campfire for us to like dance around?
Sure.
And
Lesbian campfire.
as I like sneak back to everybody, I'll leave. Well, Zamira can come with me, but we're just like giggling. But I'll put on a very serious face once we get back to civilization where everything's going on, and I'll just like sneakily tell Akare where our campfire is, and sneak off with as many bottles as I can.
Okay.
And if I pass that guy that she punched, I'll throw him one too, just an extra.
Inside check.
Okay.
No. 8.
You have to roll against me. What am I doing?
I was just asking, what do I read? You don't have to lie or persuade or do anything.
Oh, if you got an 8, I'd say I'm being very truthful about where we're going, where we're going to be, and that we have a fire. And you see 9 bottles of as many as my little arms can carry of jungle juice, and I wink at you, and
DM.
then I trot off.
Uh-huh.
Stupid question. I know I don't have dark vision, but just for fun, do I have thermal vision?
No.
Oh, damn.
I was gonna check if the temperature of her cheeks had rise.
Oh. I'd say they'd be looking a little rosy.
No.
I will get back to the fire and neatly organize all our bottles and make sure it's nice and roaring, and start to teach Zamira songs and dances from my home. And we will dance around the fire and drink out of our bottles.
All right. And so you guys do. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take our break.
Fuck.
Shit.
Come back for when a man gets burned alive.
Good God.
Guys, don't go nowhere. Tensions are running high. Man's
God
life is
damn.
on the line. Let's see what happens when we come back.
Matt, what the hell?
What?
Oh, it's fine. Enjoy your break, sir. You know what Lissa sent me? She sent me, I was having such a pleasant and calm Wednesday night. And happy, lighthearted Wednesday. She sent me that. Sorry for putting your DMs on blast out here, Lissa.
It's okay.
But
It's just a
fuck,
lot of.
man.
I'm sweating, dude. That was a lot of morals flying left and right and over my head and under.
It's my specialty.
And I'll
I'm
cope the only
vibing.
way I know how,
I'm
getting
vibing
drunk by
and
fire.
thriving over here.
Okay.
Two big, sweaty, muscly men just throwing their morality at each other, just pressing it.
Oh Lord.
Waiting for the first one to slip, you know?
Oh god, it's hot. It's hot.
Whew.
Hey, X. That was some damn fine roleplay on Fane, sir. Gotta give you props for that. I know tensions are a little high and oh wait, he's not even wearing his damn headset. I'm over here trying to compliment Hex and he ain't even wearing his headset.
Hello? Oh, I was muted. I said, what were you trying to compliment him on?
Oh, I was just trying to compliment him for his roleplay on Fane. Matt's DMing skills have definitely stepped up over the it's been a year now almost, I think, right? Over the course of Friday Night Dice anyway. He really knows how to put us in a pickle. Or put us in morality.
The 28th will be the 1-year anniversary of us starting campaign 2.
We started 3 days after Christmas?
Mm-hmm. Our first session was right after Christmas.
I don't remember that at all. I don't remember it being. I thought it was like sometime in like January, February.
No, we played for 2 months before we went on Twitch.
We did play offline for quite a while if you're talking about campaign 1 or campaign or group 2.
Campaign 2, yeah. Because I was telling him the 28th is the 1-year anniversary of campaign 2. But we played for like 2 months. We played for like 2 months before we started going on Twitch.
It's like February time, I think we started campaign 3 or something. I don't know.
No, it was like April.
I believe the first week of April was the first episode of campaign 3.
Man, it's all blur.
But the fact that it's pretty easy to figure out. We're on episode 29. We've only missed a couple of weeks, so essentially 29 weeks. Probably closer to like, if I had to guess, like 34, 33 weeks ago. We haven't
I was trying to compliment you, but you weren't wearing your damn headset, sir.
What's up?
I was just gonna say that was some damn fine roleplay on Fane.
Thank you.
The situation was tense, but out of game, still homie.
Still homie. MS told me that sometimes I get too intense and it feels uncomfortable, but in this way, I still know that I love you.
I didn't say it feels uncomfortable. I said it feels like you're mad in real life.
I'm not mad at my life.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what you feel in the immediacy, but then, like, when we took the break, I was like, no, Hex is just doing a really good role-playing job. This is what it struck me as. Which is exactly why I love being at the table with you, the proverbial, the virtual, too.
Sure.
One of these days, I'll get you guys in the real table.
One of my strengths is empathy and my ability to commiserate with certain emotions based on the situation, and so usually to get the appropriate sort of feeling, I'll just feel it, right? And then it's really easy to know what to say because you just do what you would do.
Oh, good, Liz is back. I'm gonna use break time as where I can ask everybody all the questions that I want.
It's like a late night talk show.
Stuff. Yeah, either that or we get to talk about horny stuff. I don't think it's a vibe.
You could play Truth or Dare.
Oh, okay. Hey, Liz.
Yes.
Do you remember at Friendsgiving that bottle of Smirnoff, like pre-mixed Moscow Mule, whatever it was?
Mm-hmm.
Where'd that come from? Was that from you?
I thought that was from you.
No, negative.
But it was in your bag, wasn't it?
Nope. It didn't come from me, but let me tell you, it did end up in my bag. I don't know how that happened. So it's in my fridge, and I guess I'm gonna drink it, because I don't know where it came from then. I thought maybe it came from you.
No,
somebody
not
put
me.
it in my bag. I guess my thought process is what I had thought was that I had made you a Moscow Mule at Friendsgiving, and then you had thought that I had used that it was from me, and so you put it in my bag. But if you didn't put it in my bag, it doesn't matter.
No.
Somebody put it in my bag, and it's mine now, yoink.
I think the only other person I remember having a conversation about it with was Tom.
I don't think Tom's the kind of guy to just throw it in my bag, but who knows?
Yeah, I know.
Whatever. It's mine
Unless
now.
you forgot it and somebody else put it in your bag.
I honestly maybe
Because he was pretty drunk
Maybe.
by the end of the night,
it
wasn't
could
he?
have been pretty possible that Christine thought it was mine and just said fuck it, let's do
Yeah.
it back. Or they knew it wasn't mine, but they know I drink Moscow Mule, so they said fuck
Yeah.
it, he can have it.
Okay. Congratulations on your free vodka.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, out there.
I guess.
Get out there.
The calling card is a copper mug. It's the only personality trait I got.
Can we say hi? No. What are you bringing to New Year's?
I don't know what's New Year's.
The day that a New Year starts.
Mama.
Ian and Chris's party, you have to bring an appetizer.
Oh, mulled wine. It's an appetizer, right?
Yeah, it is.
Hell yeah.
Don't over there at me, Matt.
We're gonna bring taco.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring taco dip.
Hey, whatever you do, don't put him
Oh.
in charge of cutting summer sausage because he cuts them way too thick.
Listen, I can't
Sir.
help if my boy loves it a little
Not my-
thick.
It's not my fault. Your knives are dull as fuck.
Hey, when I'm
alright?
talking thick, I'm talking like you cut like inch pieces.
I did not.
Listen,
cut
Matt,
you
it's not
inch
my fault. You can
pieces.
put an inch of sausage in your mouth at a time.
Inch pieces is an exaggeration. Next time I come over to do anything with you helping out in the kitchen, I'm bringing my knife sharpener because I couldn't find a sharp knife in your kitchen. And you know what pisses me
I
off?
told you where
On
the
a sharp
sharpener
knife.
was. It's not my fault if you didn't sharpen it.
You had a honing rod. That's not a sharpener, sir. There's a vast difference.
There is.
Yeah, it's true. And your knife should have already been sharpened because that implies that you've been using dull knives.
Well,
Which
now we
is
know what to get Matt for Christmas, a knife
travesty.
sharpener.
Or some new
Okay,
knives.
Fuck your
Where-
knives, Matt.
Yeah,
This
fuck
just
you.
turned into a
Fuck your knives,
fucking
man.
shame session for Matt's knives.
Yeah, you know what?
Fuck your knives
Session's
courage.
over. You guys can wait till next week for your fucking.
I'm Googling knife sharpeners
Oh,
over
what?
here. I'm being nice.
You mean 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Matt, I don't know how to be nice. All I know how to do is be naughty.
I hate you. Alrighty, guys,
Yeah.
we're back.
Like that, Emma. It's the naughty or nice season. I wasn't trying to be sexual about it. Goddamn.
I'm neutral and not your nice season.
Listen, Emma, I know you pretty well, and you are not on the
Which
nice
means
list.
I'm so nice.
You are all the way naughty, baby.
Oh,
So back to our session.
We talk about 1 inch of summer sausage, baby. Let's go.
There are very few D&D themed knife sharpeners, just so everybody's aware. And by very few, I mean zero.
of course you're looking for a D&D themed knife sharpener. Honestly, there's a market
So-
for that. Either you chat or we should start making like dragon, like the 3 different colored dragons.
So a
for
few
the 3
hours
different
go
stages.
by.
Okay. Fine. I'm not gonna make somebody rich.
What are the 5 of you doing as sundown is drawing closer?
I'm gonna find a way to heal up if I can without leaving the area. If there's any sort of like poultice or medicine that I can request somebody bring me, because I'm still looking a little woozy.
Sure, we can say someone comes by and gives you essentially the equivalent to a healer's kit charge, but without the bonus of the feat that Kothar gives you, so I'm not sure exactly what all that gives.
0. Defeat's the only thing that gives health.
Oh, well.
Otherwise, it only stabilizes without a medicine check.
Mm.
Could I eat like a red mushroom?
One of the druids comes by and puts cure wounds into you for 8 health.
We take those, we take those.
Green herb and a yellow herb mixed together, or was it red?
Green and red.
There you go. Thank you for getting what I was referencing.
It's on my mind.
DM, would I be familiar with any of the gods of death or the underworld?
Make a religion check for me. Fairly low DC.
Not the best roll because I have a 0.
How low,
I think.
How low
13.
can you go?
DC was a 10, so. You would be familiar with at least the 7 recognized gods of pretty much the Zartolos pantheon, the 7 gods that they deem acceptable. And the god Vasmordial, you would know, is known as the keeper to the gates of the underworld. You know, the god that greets those when they die and essentially judges whether they live a happy afterlife or an unhappy afterlife.
Would I know what, like I know that emeralds are normally like Udin tier. Would I understand like what gem would normally be associated with Asmordial?
With that roll, probably not.
Okay. I'll just guess. I would, at some point before sundown, I would walk very slowly towards the stake.
As you approach, the 2 men kind of...
I would be dropping my weapons as I walk.
Okay.
Or I would have left them all in a pile before I
Yeah.
started walking.
After being briefed by Fane and they see you approaching, each of them kind of tightens their grip ever so slightly on their spear.
I'm only here to talk, friends. And not to any of you. I'll just keep walking towards Dole.
He's kind of like leaning forward off the stake, just like let his strength go. He's not trying to fight it any longer. And kind of like looks up from you, or looks up towards you.
I'll give the 2 guys like the nod to like step back, and I'll step back, give them a couple feet space, but not too far away.
I will pull out a small handful of both emerald dust and obsidian dust? I'm guessing here.
Okay.
It's black for the god of the underworld. Sure, that sounds kind of right. And I will slowly kind of sprinkle it at Dole's feet. And just kind of... I'm not wishing for redemption or praying for redemption for him, just that he gets a fair judgment somewhere, since I don't think he got it here. And I'm saying all of this in Draconic, and then I'll walk away when I'm done.
Check something real quick. Okay.
And I'll go back to my weapons, and I will pick them back up, and I'll continue to stand there.
Understood.
What was that?
Far-fetched dream that maybe those with the real ability to judge him with a clean slate, or at least unbiased eyes.
We could all be so lucky.
Agreed.
So the last few hours goes by, and people have begun to gather. You can see people are sitting in their own kind of little groups. They're people that are like them, essentially. The warriors of Singara are gathering near the stake and sharing drinks. The various other villagers of Singara, the mothers, sisters, brothers, those that didn't see war but knew the horrors of what happened after losing their loved ones, are kind of watching on from a distance. A few crying and kind of leaning on their loved ones' shoulders. You can see the people of the refuges of Tristana have gathered. And what remains of the Scots of Tristana off in the distance, kind of looking on. But it does seem as if Geffroy is not among them. Perhaps too disgusted or too upset to be present. You can see the druids have gathered outside Frelia's tent. Not really sure if they approve or if they're just watching on because this is what they do to support their fellow family. But as the sun begins to set and the hues of yellow and orange begin to fade into blues and purples across the sky, and a cool breeze begins to blow throughout the village of Singara, Kythos exits out from the meeting hall. He's wearing his full warrior's garb, his leathers and pelts that he's earned over the years. He has war paint that is white, that is going across his face, and almost as if he took a hand and just dragged it across. He has a blade at his side and a bow slung across his back. He approaches, looks out across his people. Today, we gain vengeance for our fallen brothers, our sons, and our fathers. Those that we lost, and those that will not be forgotten. And he motions to one of his men to grab the torch. He takes the torch, begins to light it. Today, this man, this behemoth that cut down so many of our own, we cast him back to the flames where he came, and he drops the torch.
I'll turn in our watch.
As the fires begin to overtake and quickly burn up over Dole, he begins to, you can see for a short moment, try to fight off the pain. And after a while, screams out an infernal. These flames are nothing but what comes for all of you. And then just starts wailing out in pain. It goes on for a few seconds. But after about 15 seconds of him crying out, and you can see the people are looking on in horror and staring off into a distance, there's a bit of a commotion. You turn, and you can see atop the village hall, there's a man that is wearing a large black cloak and holding a bow in his hand, and as you guys are looking, 2 arrows are already flying through the air, and as they plunge into Dole's chest, falls and dies before he is able to die from the flames. Kythos screams out in anger and bares his wings and flies after the man, who has turned and started to run.
I will grab Kythos.
Go ahead and make a grapple check.
Can I use my whip? Snap it out and try and...
I'm gonna say no, you didn't really have it out and have it ready, and he's darting as soon as he sees those plunge into Dol's chest.
Okay. Athletics... 18, 16.
It's a 14 for him, so you were able to grab him.
I'll grab him and I won't say anything, I'll just hold him down.
Just turns to you. Let me go. That man needs to pay.
Your business with them is done, Kythos. Your business is done. Period.
DM want to cast Hunter's Mark on the figure in the black cloak?
Say you're casting Hunter's Mark.
Yes, sir.
And what's the range?
I believe 90. 90. Only verbal. I'm on the outskirts. Well, I guess it depends what you define outskirts as. Wherever Kythos, Kothar and I were standing.
I'll let Kythos go as soon as the figure in black is gone. And I'll say, your business is done, Kythos. And now we have a matter to discuss.
Without acknowledging what you say, he turns to the two men. Find him.
I'll look at them and say, stay where you are.
They gather their things and start to go off.
I'll look at him again and I'll say, stay where you are.
Belial kind of looks back to you. Bane, as much as we respect you, you are not our leader.
Well then, by right of challenge, I will be. Kythos, do you accept? Or will you show your cowardice again?
Kind of like shrugs you, like kind of try and break your grip off.
I let him take a step back.
Clearly somebody needs to be shown their place.
That sounds like you accept. I will take this from you. Or I will die trying. But I don't think I will. You have had your vengeance, whether you like the method of delivery or not. But all you can do now is harm. And your time is done.
This was not vengeance. It was shown mercy. He was meant to suffer as all of us have suffered.
Regardless, it is done. Your time has passed. You can leave peacefully, or you can die. Either way, you will not lead these people any longer.
Kind of like flares out his wings. Clearly, this child needs to be shown his place.
My concentration. DM, I'll cast Ethereal Illness.
Okay.
And approach behind Fane. And as
I'll
it
look.
drops,
Sorry, go ahead.
as it drops, Fane, you're fucking hurt, right? You're still not
Pretty
recovered.
hurt. Yeah, pretty hurt.
As Ethereal Illness drops, I will dump a second of the cure wounds in Fane.
I'll take it. Are you visible when this happens?
When Ethereal Illness is out, which it would be after one round, which is what I assume it would take to get to you. I know we're running through your mind here. Matt, correct me if I need to do anything different here. I'll do a second level cure wounds.
I'll accept it.
That's good. That's actually really good. 13.
I'll turn.
Look. He's so scared he needs assistance from his friends. After issuing a challenge.
I'll look
Just
out at the people.
people.
I'll ignore Kythos and I'll look out at the people that are gathered. With like the blood still on me from fighting you, Delafon. Say, this morning I slew no less than 7 demons. One large enough to engulf this entire city. While this man, and I'll point back to Kythos, stayed. He had the opportunity to live with us, and he did not. It was I who took the fight. To the enemies of this place, the ones who would burn this place to the ground. Thalia fought. Yalis fought. You all fought, and Kythos did not fight.
I
This
was on
man
the
does-
battlefield next to my men. I protected this village.
Shut your fucking mouth.
No, you, boy, need to shut your mouth and learn your place. You don't come into my village and throw down a challenge to your chieftain, to your father's chieftain, to the people who led these people, who have gathered and protected these people. You don't come into my village where you do not grow up. You don't know our ways. You don't know our traditions. Yet you offer a challenge. You have no right.
So you are too afraid to accept.
I never said that I didn't accept.
Good. Then the time is talking for done is done. People of Trasana, know that this is a fair fight. I am wounded and half dead, and still it is a fair fight.
You want a fair fight, then? And he motions for the druids to come over. Please, rid him of his ailments.
Even better.
If he wants a fair fight, he shall have it.
I'll step back.
I'll start outlining. Like I'll take a few steps back and pull out the lunar blade and my shield while I wait to be tended to, and I'll sort of like roll my neck out. And then as soon as I'm sort of in position, I'll just look at Kythos.
As you, like, draw your weapon and your shield. This is what I'm talking about. Man knows nothing of our traditions. Draws his blade and his own weapon. If you were here and you were one of our people, you would know that we fight with blades that are given from others. No magic. No outside interference.
I'll throw down the blade point first, the lunar blade point first into the ground. I could kill you with my bare hands.
You could try.
Give me a blade.
Kind of pulls off the pelts off his back and throws them to the ground. Looks to his two men who are just kind of like watching on. Go grab the ceremonial blades. And when this is done, find that man.
From where me and Kedai are, could we have like heard a ruckus? I mean, people would have been like screaming or something when that dude got shot. Could we have like heard a change and obviously some shit happening?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. I would have assumed that we would have at least made our way to come see what was going on then. I mean, we're not going to interfere, but we're going to be there. Unless Kedai doesn't want to come, but I would have come.
No, I would too.
Okay. Just for clarification on where everybody is.
I will say real quick, as I go back to the side of Kothar, I'll say, what's the play? Is there a play?
I don't think so. I think this is Fane's challenge.
Copy that.
All throughout this, my eyes never leave Kythos, directly in his eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I accept the ceremonial blade, the healing, whatever it ends up being, it's always on Kythos.
When we walk up, I assume we're all kind of standing together, grouped together. Can I just like walk up and kind of take Kothar's hand?
Sure.
Cool.
The men, after not too long, come back, and each of them has a blade in their hand. A well-crafted, almost masterfully crafted blade that has these small little runes etched along the hilts of each blade and a ruby in the center. It's a +1 weapon, just so you're on the same playing field.
What type of +1 weapon?
The +1 short sword.
Perfect. I'll wait. Eyes locked on Kythos. Take the blade. Am I at full health?
You are at full health.
I am intended to work.
And give me 1 second while I build out a character sheet for him on D&D Beyond, because I just had stats written out in notes.
I just continue staring.
Race, tiefling class, little baby bitch boy.
I don't take the time to build out everything on D&D Beyond unless I know I'm going to have to use it. So other characters, I just write out quick jot down of their stats and modifiers.
You make stat blocks for everybody?
Sometimes.
That's a hell of a lot of time, dog.
It is a lot of time.
Usually just like, usually I just know their wisdom save modifier.
Well, that's why I write all that down, is so like I know what, like I write down their modifiers so I know what their saves are, but I don't like actually build out their stat blocks for like class levels and all that. I
I
write.
mean, if you know his stats, you should know like he's got a proficiency bonus. Like that's.
Yeah, but like trying to just memorize all that off the top of the head when I can just build out a stat block real quick on D&D Beyond because it takes 2 seconds is pretty easy.
Hey, you do you, Chief.
All right.
The mirror will just like sloppily lean onto Akari. The fuck is happening?
Fane's got it in mind to challenge him for leadership of Sangara.
What?
It's complicated. Essentially, someone decided to show Dole mercy, but do so from the shadows. He was going to give chase, but Fane wants the matter done. No, it is. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. It's Fane we're talking about here. But he's doing the right thing, I think.
Do we help him?
No. This is his thing.
Okay.
We interfere, we'll never hear the end of it.
All right.
Go Fane!
Apologize for the wait, but it is done.
Oh no. There's only one bottle. Oh no, you had multiple bottles of junk juice by this point, haven't you?
She's got a lot.
Yeah, because it's been like 4 hours. Oh no. I'm just gonna sit Zamira down.
Just gonna sit her down.
No,
Yeah,
I
'cause she's
can't
like-
see. I'll slap him off. I can't see the fight.
Alright, fine.
Matt, I'm going to take advantage of the minute to use
Yeah.
Know your enemy.
Know Your Enemy.
Okay.
Once I'm healed up to full, I want to know if he is.
Oops.
I want to know if his AC is higher, lower, or equal to mine, and if his hit points are high. Actually, no. I want to know if his dexterity score is higher, lower. No, strength. Strength. I want to know if his strength is higher, lower, or equal to mine, and his hit points higher, lower, or equal to than mine.
Okay.
My strength
so-
is 14, and my hit points are 115.
Less hit points, more strength.
Okay.
All right. So after he's kind of like done, they drop the ceremonial blades in front of each of you. He reaches down and picks it up.
I'll do the move that Russell Crowe did in Gladiator and pick the blade up, and as I sort of squat down, eyes on Kythos, I'll grab a pinch full of soil and rub it on my hands before I stand up.
well, the turns, walks towards the fighting pit.
I'll walk as well.
Go ahead as you both enter the pit and the people having to gather above the top and stare down in. The two guards block off the entrance and turn and, instead of watching the fight, face outward to ensure nobody tries to enter to interfere. Go ahead and roll initiative.
$23.
18. Oh, wait. Yep, still 18.
As we enter, I'll stand across from him, eyes just dead on him, and completely tuned out from the rest of it. And the second I see him twitch, I'm gonna move, but faster. The second he makes it, I'm gonna be there in his ass, getting up in the business. But I'm just gonna be all over him the second he twitches.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Move into melee. Swing twice with the short sword. That's gonna be a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
Tripping attack. Strength check of 17, I believe.
Is it strength or athletics?
Strength saving throw, I believe. Let me double check. Strength saving throw, yeah.
It is a 17.
Meets it, beats it. But the damage, as I sort of come in, as he starts to twitch and come in, I rip the sword across, kind of down at the legs. That's going to be 18 points of damage.
18 points of damage.
Uh-huh.
Just on the first hit?
Just on the first hit.
Okay.
Second strike is going to be a normal attack. Well, I guess I can decide after the fact, but anyway. That's going to be a 26 to hit.
26 is going to hit.
Mm-hmm. Yes, 26 to hit. That's going to be 14 points of damage. And, you know, I'm going to make it another tripping attack, actually. So, strength saving throw.
26.
26 makes
Oh,
it.
sorry,
Okay, so it's gonna
25.
be 25, yeah, that makes it. So it's going to be 8 points of damage. Excuse me, 18 points of damage on the second strike, rather than 14, so 18 total.
All right.
As I sort of rip across at his legs. And you know, I'm not going to wait around to find out. No, I will. I'll just, once I do that, I'll just sort of stay in melee and have my guard up. Yeah.
Got it. All right. That is going to bring us to his turn. He's going to bonus action rage. And then he is going to take his 2 attacks into you. First one, he's going reckless. Natural 20.
Nice.
For, let's see, 19 points of slashing damage.
Copy that.
Second attack at reckless again. For a 28 to hit.
Yep.
For 11 points of slashing damage. Oh, I need you to add 4 points of damage to that. I forgot rage damage.
Okay, so 15, so 11, and then 4 more?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And that is His turn.
Okay. So I will, as he's sort of swinging in recklessly, I'll kind of like try and get my shield up as he's sort of smashing in and getting past my guard, and I'll sort of like shove his blade up.
Just a reminder, you don't have your shield.
I don't have my shield.
You do not have your shield.
Oh,
it was blades only.
Blades only. Okay, that's good to know. What does that change?
I think that just
Your
lowers
AC.
your AC by 2.
No. I was wondering if there was any other combat options that gave me, but it doesn't. Because we're just using the swords. Okay, so it didn't matter because both of those would have hit anyway. But as it's sort of gouging in, I'm gonna knock his weapon wide with my arm and kind of take the hit, and then swing back in 2 times. This time aiming up for the neck and sort of chest area. And this is at advantage, correct?
Yes, because he's swaying reckless.
Okay. It's gonna be a natural 20. So the first one, that'll be sneak attack. Sneak attack, trip attack. Actually, let's go with disarming attack. So disarming attack, trip attack, disarming attack, sneak attack, and weapon damage. So that's 6, 12, so 20 base damage. 28 base damage. And then I need to roll 2d6 and a d8. That's not bad. So that's 42 points of damage on the first swing, and he needs to make a strength saving throw.
Cut in half.
Okay.
Strength saving throw, you said, is a 16.
Okay, so he drops his weapon to
He
the
has
ground.
advantage because he's raging.
Oh. Thank you for reminding me. Second one makes it a 19.
Okay, understood. So second strike will be, I'm going to make the second strike at advantage.
I can count on one hand the amount of times I played a barbarian.
So we had 24 to hit.
24 will definitely hit.
Okay, another disarming strike.
27.
Okay, understood. That's going to be 17 points of damage.
Cut in half to 8.
And then I'm going to bonus action second wind
You got it.
and take 1d10 plus 8 healing.
Oh, on the second hit, he's going to reaction Hellish Rebuke. I apologize.
Okay, that's fine. So it's going to be 13 points of healing.
He can't cast spells while raging.
Oh, you're correct. Like I said, don't play barbarians often.
Zach over here is the mediator of fairness. He crapped on X, he crapped on Matt. This is great.
No, I mean, it's fair. I wouldn't want it to be misplayed.
No, we were discussing the first swing's damage to make sure it was right as well.
So I'm going to take, at this point, as I'm kind of slicing in on his chest, I'm going to kind of elbow in and get in his guard, and I'm going to action surge now as well.
Okay.
Just go for it. Third strike is going to be and mediators. Have I taken 2 attacks or two Battlemaster dice? Thank you.
Oh no, you've done 3. You did 2 this round, 1
3.
last.
Yeah.
Okay,
You've
thank
2
you. That's
left.
Okay, 2 left. So the fourth strike will be just the next 2 strikes are going to be normal. So at advantage, that's going to be a 27 to hit and another natural 20.
Okay.
So the first one will be just a normal straight up d6 plus 8. So that's going to be 11 points of damage. The last one, the second one, because it's a crit, I'm going to dump a disarming strike into it, so strength saving throw. 4 points. Base.
Don't forget, you don't get sneak attack on that second one.
Correct.
Yeah.
20 plus. Not terrible. So 27 points of damage on the last strike. And strength saving throw.
Second there. 25.
25. Okay. I'll just sort of like move in like as close. Like he's coming in closer, and I'm like grabbing him on the shoulder and like using my dexterity to get in and slice at his arms and his chest, and just I'm gonna meet him in the middle, basically.
Yep. He's going to attack reckless against you again. For a sloppy 20.
Hits.
For almost max damage, that is 12 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And second attack is
that reckless?
Yeah, they're both been reckless. That one's cocked.
Okay.
That one is 19 on the die for a 29 to hit.
That certainly hits.
For 11 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Oh, and 4 more points of rage damage. I apologize.
Okay. I take him, like with the blood, and I kind of like wipe the blood across, like smear it on my face, and I'm trying to pressure him closer, even like taking the hits and pressuring him closer, and like using footwork to kind of edge him backwards more and more as I bring the sword in and across, and kind of dodging around it and using my speed against him. Not that he's missing me at all, but 2 more strikes with advantage, because that's really all I got at this point.
Got it.
That's gonna be a 15 to hit.
15. That does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay. The second one is going to be a 21 to hit.
21's definitely gonna hit.
Okay. Fuck. Shit damage. It's gonna be 10 points of damage.
10 points
How's
of
it
damage. It's looking pretty hurt.
Okay. Yeah. Alright, and I'm gonna circle around him and like kind of be like tripping at his feet and just fucking with him as I, trying to get him off balance, so on and so forth, as I'm weaving in and out of his appendages.
Yeah. And he's noticed that your maneuvers are starting to... You're not using them as often. You're not moving nearly as quickly after throwing 4 attacks at him. He just kind of like flares out a little bit. What's wrong, boy? Slowing down? And he goes to swing in two more times recklessly at you.
Okay.
That one is going to be a 19 to hit.
Hits.
Let me roll damage. That is 11 points of slashing damage again.
You sure it's not 13?
Oh, 13, you're correct. Sorry.
Nice.
I'm sorry.
I got you, bud. I got you.
I don't think that one's gonna hit. 16.
It does not hit. And as he says, "Are you slowing down?" I'm going to grab his arm, riposte, and stab him in the throat. So that's an attack roll at advantage, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, so it's a melee attack with a superiority die. For a 28 to hit.
It's gonna hit.
Okay. And because it's not my turn, I get sneak attack again. Because it's his turn, I get sneak attack again. Not terrible damage. It's going to be 18 points of damage on that riposte, and that is my last maneuver.
Oh, that was one too many. There we go.
As he swings in and like gets off balance from me fucking with his feet, I'll come around his shoulder and just jam it into the neck muscle at the back, right above the wing.
And you can see that his body is covered in cuts and bruises and blood, and he himself, it looks like he is struggling, but he is trying to hold his composure, and he goes in for 2 more strikes.
He just made his 2 attacks.
Oh, you're correct. Now it's your turn.
Yeah, so it's my turn.
Yeah.
So as I get the blade in above his shoulder, like stabbing in, I'm gonna rip it out and go in for another lower in the ribs, and basically I'm gonna put him on a balance, like kick his knee out, and then kind of hold him back so that he's constantly trying to keep his balance. And as he does that, I'm gonna be stabbing at his back. That's going to be a 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
Okay, so this is going to be plus sneak attack because it's a new turn. That's going to be 13 points of damage.
All right.
Okay, second strike. It's going to be another natural 20. So that's just 6, so 14 plus dice, because there's no sneak attack or anything on it. So 16 points of damage on that one.
That'll do it.
That's it?
That's it.
So do I get how do you want to do this?
Give it to me, and then I'll tell you what happens.
Okay. So as I'm stabbing in, I'll stab in, and then I'll kick at the side of his leg and put him down on his knees, and like kind of bring an elbow across and slam him across the back of the head to knock him down. And I'll come around to the other side, and I'll pick him up by his neck, and I'll hold him up with, like, I'll pick him up in my hand and hold him up all bloodied and broken. And I'll look at him and I'll say, "Were the words worth it? Was it worth this? Was it worth this?" And if I can, I'll stab him in his belly.
As you go to stab him, there is a loud crash of thunder as a lightning bolt slams down between the two of you, as Kaithos falls to the ground. And you guys look, and the weak but still standing Freya is standing there. Why are men always children? What is the point? Does more blood need to be shed? Does our village need to lose another perfectly good warrior? Just because one foe is gone does not mean another will not rise. You won. Keep your pride and your dignity. Allow him to live.
I'll go up to Kaithos. And how's he setting?
He's unconscious.
He's unconscious. Does he have any good scars on his face?
From you in that battle? Probably will have some.
Good. I'll let him go. I'll drop the sword.
There's a short moment of just utter silence as the village around doesn't really know how to react, but after a short while, the warriors of the village begin chanting your name, and everyone begins cheering, essentially. There are those that seemingly disapprove and have walked away, but a majority have stayed and are praising you, and thanking you, and welcoming you.
Was it quiet? I'll kind of, during the chanting, I'll look at Freya and make eye contact. And then, as the chanting dies down, I'll look out. And I'll say, "People of Singara, I have not lived among you my life, but my father did, and his blood is in my veins. You are my people. Kaithos is our people. Let us not forget that he was a good man once. His efforts were misguided, and I will not excuse his behavior, his softness. He meant well, but his time is past. His message was hollow and tainted by the loss. I have known loss before, and I promise you I will not be broken by it. I have the strength to guide through these difficult times. This I promise you. We will fight. That is what we do.
As you exit out of the fighting pit after giving your speech to everyone, you can see Yalis is standing there and he has the lunar blade in his hand. And he takes it and kneels before you while handing it up to you.
I'll take it.
As you rise, he yells out to everyone, "Long live Chieftain Fane! Long may he reign!"
I'll sort of smile sardonically.
And he can see you're a little bloodied, but he very forcefully throws you into, like, a bro hug.
I've been here before, standing on shaky legs. I'll take him. I'll picture the life I had in track and field. And the people are gone. And the people that are still around but were left behind. And I'll take that moment to mourn that. And then I'll let it go. Thank you, guys.
And with that, we're going to end tonight's session.
Fuck.
As you hear a very loud cheer from a drunken Zamira. Ow! Amazing.
Well, goddamn.
What a fucking session, guys.
Man,
King
What the
Thane
hell?
now.
that was
It was bound to happen at some
Yeah,
point.
that was something.
that was
That
fun.
was something.
It was crazy, man.
What were you at?
54.
I was getting worried he
Not
might beat you.
scratch.
No, he wasn't even close.
If he would have gone
was-
first, I'm fairly certain he would have beat you, because he would have raged and you would have done not nearly as much damage.
Oh, true. On that first turn, yeah. I should have actually action searched on that first turn. It wouldn't have been close.
Yeah, but you didn't necessarily know he was a barbarian.
That's true. But I usually try to front load it, get ahead of that sort of thing. But you live and you learn, except for Caiaphas.
Oh, he learned today.
I think he lived too.
It was a fun session.
That was
Whack.
fun.
Absolutely wild.
Great fucking session.
I was worried Kothar and Fane were going to come to blows.
That would have been amazing too.
If it had to, it would have. But I would have just died, and that would have been the end.
He just suffocated you in those mommy milkers.
I don't know what would have happened if Fane had lost. I don't know. It really depends on what everybody else wanted to do. I don't think I would have lifted a finger, to be honest, because Fane's always been like, that's my bag, that's my deal. But I know Zamira's drunk and Kita has got a lightning storm she wants to call in, so
I do be loving a lightning storm.
Get that.
No matter what, Fane wouldn't have died, because Freya was intervening to make sure no one died.
That's fair.
Oh,
I
but
can't
she
imagine-
couldn't help Noel.
I can't imagine that Kothar would have murdered me and just bashed my corpse until I was dead. I think he would have gotten the point across and handled his business.
No, it wasn't going to come to that, and if it did, I just would have knocked you unconscious.
Yeah. That's what I figured. That was the
Fun.
same
It just,
courtesy I was
it,
gonna
I,
offer.
I could not have said the same for the 2 guards, but my original plan is if you didn't walk to the stake, I was gonna walk up there and just untie him and just watch what the guards did. Like, what are they gonna do? Fight me? I'll decapitate both of them right then and there. Like, I have 88 health, which means, assuming I go first, I have effectively 166 health.
Yeah.
It would have been a tough cookie.
That's why I thought that, just for
Oh,
context.
at full, I have nearly 300 effective HP.
Yeah. That's why I was worried, because Kaitos is a 7th level barbarian, and I was like, I'm worried if he goes first that Fane's not going to get through this HP. 101 HP.
I think I had 2 more turns, like 2 more of Kaithos' turns,
Yeah.
realistically, to get through. So, I mean,
Yeah,
give
and
or take.
I reasoned as a barbarian, he was already pissed just about the sheer challenge, and he's like, he's going reckless every hit, he don't care.
The only problem with barbarians is between 5th level and 9th level, they get no damage increases.
Yeah. I also was on a low damage weapon, but that's what their ceremonial blades are short swords.
Yeah. I would have liked the
His only saving grace is that I built him with a higher than 20 strength score, so he'd hit like a truck no matter what.
Oh man, Matt.
Guys, that's all for us
He
this
knows how to cook
evening.
them up, doesn't he? Fuck.
That's all for us tonight, guys. Thank you for joining us. I believe we are not playing next week for the holidays, so guys, Merry Christmas,
Shame.
and we will see you afterwards before the New Year. You guys have a good
Bye.
holiday.
Bye.
We'll see you later.